All right, I am having an interview with Erin Hunter about Tall Star's Revenge. So, what gave you the idea behind Tall Star's Revenge?
I've had the idea of doing a story for Tallstar ever since I first introduced his character in the first arc of Warriors. It would explain why Tallstar was so open and kind to Firestar when other leaders, besides Boostar of course, treated Firestar with disdain for being either formerly a house cat, for getting in their way, or just simply for being from a rival clan. And I always had the idea of Windcom being separated into two classes of warriors called Tunnelers and Moorrunners, where Tunnelers would clear out the tunnels underneath one clan territory, and Moorrunners would hunt and fight for the clan. I wanted to write about how the tradition ended and why it ended. The only problem was how would I be able to write about something like that? So then, after a few weeks of playing with ideas, I had the idea of using Tallstar. I wanted to explain his past anyway, so it worked out. And now you have Tallstar's Revenge, a book about how Tallstar's father Sandgorse is killed while saving another cat, Sparrow, in a tunneling accident, which results in tunneling eventually ending due to the amount of lives lost in tunnels, and Tallstar meeting Jake, Firestar's father, while searching for the cat Sandgorse saved, believing Sparrow was responsible for Sandgor's death. There you have it. I explained how tunneling ended, and I also explained why Tallstar is so friendly with Firestar.
Are Tall Star and Jake in love? And if yes, then is it that why Tall Star never took a mate?
Personally, I'd say yes, though our publisher HarperCollins would disagree. In my mind and in my heart, I do believe Jake and Tallstar were in love, which is indeed why he never considered taking a mate, because as I have said before, Tallstar's heart belonged to his Jake.
Did Tall Star ever see Jake again after he returned to Wind Clan?
No, after Tallstar returned to WindClan and after Jake left to return to his owner, they never saw each other again, and it would have been hard for them to continue to see each other, honestly. WindClan territory cannot be further from where Jake lived, so Tallstar would have gotten in a lot of trouble with its own clan, if not other clans, trying to see Jake, especially after he became leader of WindClan.
Whatever happened to the rogues after Tall Star left?
I imagine he's continuing to move on with the rest of their lives. I'm not quite sure, honestly. I didn't put a lot of thought into what happened to the rogues after Tallstar left. Though I would say by the time Firestar joined the clans, the rogues had passed away from something like illness, or maybe they were even attacked by something.
And what influence do you think Jake had on Tall Star's leadership in Wind Clan?
Good question. I would say it changed his view on non-clan cats, especially kitty pets, not house cats. Clan cats are usually condescending and looked down upon clan cats, more notably kitty pets, and previous to being Jake, Tallstar was no different. But learning that kitty pets can be brave, loyal, and not lazy from Jake, and learning that rogues can be honorable from the group of rogues, changed his attitude toward non-clan cats, meaning that when his clan had interactions with rogues or kitty pets, he would have been much more respectful than other leaders would have been.
Aside from Tall Star's Revenge, what else do you do besides write?
Well, I grew up on a farm, so I enjoy riding horses and being around animals in general. I used to walk my dog, Missy, out in the country, but sadly she passed away back in 2015. I like baking chocolate brownies, playing with my nieces and nephews, hanging out with friends, making plans on redecorating my home, and of course thinking of new stories to write.
Well, I'm sorry about your dog, Missy. What was Shrew reaction to Mudclaw's uprising and Tall Star's death wish later in the series?
I believe Shruclaw would have been upset with Tallstar at first. I mean, who wouldn't be angry when your son is told that another cat with no experience will take over as leader, even when it is your son who served as second in command and next in line for leadership for several years? But I do think Shruclaw eventually understood and respected Tallstar's choice, especially seeing as Mudclaw tried to start a civil war and overthrow the cat Tallstar chose to be leader by means of violence.
So why was Shrew so rude to Tall Star in Tall Star's earlier life, especially before Tall Star's decision to leave?
I don't think Shruclaw ever understood Tallstar. Both of Tallstar's parents were tunnelers, so it was strange to Shruclaw that Tallstar became a Moor runner instead. Even before then, he just didn't understand tunneling or Tallstar. But I do admit he took it too far with the names, and especially when he started teasing Tallstar about his father's death.
Do you think Heather Star made the right decision with ending the tunneling traditions?
I agree with Heather Star. She did what she thought was right, and she thought she could prevent many more deaths like Sandgorse's by ending tunneling, and on top of that, she ended generations of tension between tunnelers and Moor runners.
Why did Sandgorse reject Tall Star when Tall Star made it clear that he wanted to be a Moor runner and not a tunneler?
Sandgorse had a dream that he'd be tunneling alongside his family, a dream that shattered when Tallstar made clear he didn't want to be a tunneler. It's the same with any other parent to a lesser extent. They have a dream for what they want their child to be, and when that dream gets broken by what their child wants or the actions a child makes, they get upset, though Sandgorse would have to die before he accepted his son.
Did Tall Star make the right decision when he chose One Star to succeed him rather than Mudclaw?
I hear many say that One Star wasn't a great leader and did exactly what Tall Star told him not to do, but I agree with Tall Star because he thought he did what was best to do for his clan, knowing how controversial what he did was. He wanted to avoid war with clans. He wanted peace for Wind Clan, and Mudclaw, who served as deputy until Tall Star chose One Star to lead Wind Clan, was an aggressive cat and would have only started wars, more so than One Star did.
Thank you.